Hi, folks. The reason I'm doing this is because that I'm cutting into her lunch hour here. So therefore, she's still finishing off her food. And I have several interesting questions that I was supposed to ask, which I didn't get a chance to ask the last time. One of the questions is, why don't my dead relatives ever come and talk to me? I mean, am I such a pariah, a black sheep in the family that none of my dead relatives, my mother doesn't talk to me, my father doesn't talk to me?
Listen.
My dead, now wait a minute, I'm not done here, okay? I'm going to name 14 other people here because they don't come and talk to me, and I don't know why. It bothers me. And another thing that's been bothering me a lot is why I don't read your blog. Is it because I can't see anymore, or is it just the fact that if I did read it, she wouldn't be here? That's pretty much the way I'm looking at it right now. She would not be here because I read it one time, and you know what she called me? She actually called me an alcoholic. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, if that's a dirty word, by golly, I got another thing too. If anybody saw this, she was supposed to cut my hair. Remember I did one of these? Gonna cut my hair. Then she got in a real funky bad mood. And I said, I'd rather you don't get close to me with the scissors. Remember that? And you said, I don't mind getting close to you with the scissors. I said, no, don't cut my hair for now. I said, whenever you get in a good mood. You know how long ago that's been?
Just because I snapped at him.
Yeah, right. That's pretty. That's, and that wasn't even with the small scissors. That was with the big ones. My next thing I have to say, I just don't understand why my parents don't contact.
I was trying to tell you, my sister who was here the other day with my other sister, Spirit in the Spirits, they said that your mother and dad have been visiting quite a lot lately. They saw them in the lobby. And they also saw your brother. And I said, does that mean that they expect him to depart pretty soon? And they said,
look at this.
They don't
Check this
know
out,
it.
folks, right?
My sister visits me quite often. She said she's seen your parents. So it's not because, it's just because you're blind, you're not imaginative enough to put them together. No, you have to put the spirits together in your
that's
mind.
what I want to know. I mean, is there some kind of a voodoo, or do I have to kneel down and go la 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 la? I don't know.
Well, your parents were pretty
Come on, you're
convinced,
supposed
you know?
to help me.
They're probably having trouble trying to appear to you
You obviously
too.
have some kind of a straight-through wire that, you know, that the rest of us human beings, which you are not probably capable of hanging around.
Your parents are going to be around so that when you get in your last day, breathing your last, they'll be here so that you won't feel afraid. And
I'm not afraid. What the hell are you talking about?
he believes in oblivion, you know. And when you're trying to sink into oblivion, they're going to try to rescue you, keep you from sinking clear out of sight, and take you to Lutheran heaven.
Oh, no. I want to go to the Arabic heaven. A hell of a lot better now. I'm looking forward to those virgins, you know. They got a lot better heaven. So anyway, I just don't understand it. You know, I try to go to sleep at night. I spend a lot of hours in bed. And nothing ever shows up. I'm talking about, you know.
You better be scared if they
metaphysical. Well,
because something might be happening here or somewhere. If they just come in kind of, you know, like, not even hardly, yeah, like the mist.
I've been missing the mist, you know. I must have missed that mist someplace along the line, because ain't nothing coming through my door except you, and that's misty enough for me. Oh. Listen, now, the reason I wanted to do this is because you're taking life much too seriously. You really are. And so I want you to let you know that I don't care how over the edge you go and how far out there you expand your horizons, there'll always be even if I'm dead, don't come looking for me, okay? Because I have no idea where the hell I'm going to be. So don't come looking.
You just found out that my two sisters were here the other day while we were showing my video. You didn't know they were here. No. I sort of felt they were here, but I didn't think of it until later they told me.
You know, you should have introduced me.
No, I didn't know they were here either.
I didn't either.
But later on, when they told me they had been here, I thought, I sort of felt it because I was really inspired that day. I just wanted to make, and it turned out to be just the kind of video that my sister, who just went over there, would be interested in. She hadn't seen very many of our videos, so she sat here and really enjoyed it on the wide screen. She didn't have to look at that little screen or something.
Oh, that's why they came over, to see the 46 inch.
My sister, Lorraine, told her that you had a big wide screen. She'd come down to Phoenix, go in and see it, and she quite enjoyed it. Because I don't understand how they live. I'm not privy to all of their.
Well, why don't you ask them questions? Now, the first thing I would do is who the heck are you and why are you here and where have you been? I'd give them the whole who, what, where, why, you know, the whole thing, the newspaper thing, you know.
Listen, if they're that visible, you know, they're doing the wrong thing. They need to step back a little bit, kind of hide out. You know, they don't want to be too visible because they'll interfere with our last days together here on Earth. I mean, they don't want to interfere. They don't want to interfere. Your mother and dad wouldn't want to interfere with what you're still doing, what you choose to do.
So they were down the lobby, they couldn't take the elevator up and up to my door or something like that?
I don't even go visit my son. My kids. I think it would be
wait a second now.
Interfering with their privacy.
As
a spirit, your mother and dad probably do not want to interfere with your privacy.
Do you have a dead son that I should be aware of?
No, but but I don't go to his house. He doesn't invite me over there too often, and so I don't go over there, snoop around and try to figure out what he's doing.
That's the problem is that he's known you all his life. He knows if Mom comes over, she's going to be snooping around. Gee, should I invite my mom over to snoop around or not?
He's still drinking. You know? Mothers have that, you know. You quit drinking yet? That's probably why, you know.
What you do is you force your kids to be hypocrites. And
I'm still alive. I'm still here.
You force your kids to be hypocrites. You know, are you still smoking marijuana? No, Mom.
Looking around, see if I can find some incriminating evidence. And I'm still alive.
God, son, that looks like a roach in there. That looks like... Mom, how do you know it's a roach? Well, I don't know. I'll look that
Yeah.
up. I believe.
I mean, I went to visit my sons, and you know, if I happen to come upon them when they're drinking or drunk, you know, they never invite me in that case.
Well, guess what?
If I pay them an unexpected call, so I kind of wait for them to invite me, so they'll be on their best behavior. So I'm sure your mother and dad, they come to the lobby hoping to catch a glimpse of you, but they don't want to come up here.
Well, first of all, if they know any about the company that I keep over here, they're going to go, Fred, where did we go wrong? Oh my God, well, look at this woman.
If I become aware that they're in the lobby, I will just try to invite, I say, well, I'm glad you're here, checking out Doc, and
they didn't even. Well, they would know that because I got that in high school. I told you that. One of my friends would come over the house. Hi, Mrs. Doc. You know, how are you, Mrs. Doc?
Who say that to your mother?
My friends. You know, my guy friends. You know, not gay friends. Well, they knew my name was MD, for Christ's sake. So getting back on
But my sisters, they're, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, they came right in. They didn't, because they wanted to look at the videos.
See those folks?
So I thought that was great. That was fine.
I'll probably have hair down to my butt by the time she gets in a good mood, right? Well, why don't you let them know, you know, like in a telepathic way, they're more than welcome to show up, but I'm not offering them any beer, nothing. The last time I did that to your friends, it cost me a whole lot of trouble.
Well, if you'd read my blog, you could read my dialogues, you know, the dialogues that I have with them. Well, they're pretty interesting, you know, they talk to me. I pick up, you know, I've made a habit of sitting down, writing the dialogues, so I pick up their thoughts. They know I'm going to do that every day or a few days, or just write down what they're saying.
Well, the only thing that I can think of, as long as I've known you, is that you are, I would say, a case study for somebody who is into clinical psychology. Because, you know, I am your MD doctor.
You mean schizophrenia?
No. I am your MD doctor.
Yeah, I know. There's a reason why I'm with a companion called Doc. This is Doc.
Well, that's where you are, didn't it?
I need a Doc on duty all the time, you know, as much as I can get him.
Well, you got it every damn morning, for crying out loud.
He's the closest thing to a psychiatrist that I have.
That's as close as a psychiatrist
I've ever had. I'm poor. I can't afford a psychiatrist. So you're the closest, cheap one. You know, the cheapest.
Folks, you know how
and
cheap.
He is intelligent.
You know how,
He's a pretty good psychiatrist. Look at him. He's not judgmental. He smiles. You know, he's not really mean. And
I just passed gas. Everybody smiles when he passes gas.
He's pretty smart. Like, he had me down here, you know, to prove he's a psychiatrist, a lay, you know, a poor one that doesn't have any degree or anything, but, you know, he's talented. Like, he had me down here watching a gay documentary today, wasn't that? And he knows that I struggle with that issue, so I thought it was really interesting. And I went home and was inspired to use it in my blog. And I remembered a gay guy that had come out in our hometown, and I admired him so much. He was so brave. You know, he could have been killed, you know, in my repressed
in your town.
There's only 100 people in our town, right? And this This guy had the absolute and colossal nerve to come out as gay. You know, that takes incredible nerve when everybody's trying to tell you this is the wrong thing to do. But he met up with some gay people that had already come out, you know, and they were going around helping people to come out. And so he wanted to come out. So he came out, and he was kind enough to come back to our town periodically, nearly every year for quite a while, and educate us on how to treat gay men who'd come out. No, instead of they were in secret.
Is this the guy that rode in on a horse and the other guy's sitting right behind him, you know, like on the motorcycle, but two guys on the horse just going along? Oh, baby.
No, he'd make all kinds of jokes. He'd make all kinds of jokes about it.
I've seen two guys on a motorcycle. That worries me just a little bit. You know?
And he's the only guy that I know of in that country that ever came out, but he had to go. He had to leave and go to California and stay for a while in order to survive. And he hadn't been back in Salt Lake very long until a gang of toughs beat him up, nearly killed him.
Toughs?
Well, thugs.
What do you come up with?
Thugs, you know, and they nearly killed him for being gay.
Joseph Campbell, which is one of my... And nobody knows who Joseph Campbell is, not on this channel anyway. He said, all life is a metaphor. It is. We use words that we don't really understand. And it's just like tufts. I remember my mother used to that whatchamacallit and that thingamajig. Oh yeah, right, I know what that is right away, you know. What the hell is that?
Well,
what is a thingamajig?
He should have gone to medical school and become a psychiatrist, but since he didn't, it was probably best he didn't.
I went straight.
Because you wouldn't been, your ministry now is to the poor.
My homosexuality is so latent, I don't even think about it anymore. As a matter of fact,
he could not be homosexual if he tried.
My heterosexuality is so latent, I don't even think about it anymore. Well, I think about it.
What was it you said while we were watching that movie that you hoped your mother, you told your mother, don't express her love for you or something like that?
Oh, yeah. It's this woman is talking about her homosexual son. She says, I'm going to fiercely love him. Wait a minute, Mom. I don't think I need any fiercely love here. Get your tongue out of my ear, okay?
Oh, listen to him.
Well, you sat there and watched it.
He was a big problem for his mother. You know, he said that she kept saying to his dad, Fred, where have we gone wrong? I don't blame him. I don't blame her for thinking that. That where have we gone wrong? But anyway, he's got a magnificent ministry as a psychiatrist, which meaning that he doesn't have a degree, but he's got the talent. So he administers to people like me who are too poor to ever have a psychiatrist. Never could have one. I needed one desperately, but I never did get one. So he has acted as my psychiatrist. I've had a number of others. I had one on the west side. He had 8 dogs. Remember, George? He was my psychiatrist, and he asked me endless questions about my life. He knew everything about my life. So, but he's a more satisfactory psychiatrist. He's, I think he's the best one I've had so far. But what I'm worried about is he's just going to go up and he's not going to take care of himself. And then what'll I do? If I outlive him, what am I going to do for a psychiatrist? Have you ever thought of that? If you give up your practice due to your bad habits, Well, he does not even thinking about his patients, that he's going to be leaving alone and without direction, without anybody to listen to them. What will I do?
I don't know.
And I won't be able to find anyone who is as smart as he is. That I'm just, I'm worried that you're shortening your life, that you're not going to be here to practice your psychiatry.
I have never practiced it.
Well, you're the best thing, closest thing coming. I'm not either. What do you think you've been doing?
I don't practice psychiatry on you.
Oh, yes, you do. You don't even seem to realize it.
The basic thing when I tell you.
Doesn't he look like one? Look at him. Looks just like an old German psychiatrist. Yeah,
my dear.
He could pass.
The problem is you dream too much. Your dreams are becoming too much. Now, I am not a Freudian psychologist.
He can pass.
I'm a psychiatrist, but your dreams are driving me crazy, lady. What? I don't want to hear any more about your dreams and your goddamn spirits. Either they show up or get the hell out.
See, he's got a sense of humor. I mean, most psychiatrists, that's a wonderful trait. That's a wonderful trait in a psychiatrist. Is a rare sense of humor. Then he can understand people. With.
I have to tell this one because it's a true story. This was way back in the 1950s. I was working for UCT. Okay, we bought paper from automobile dealerships. Okay, and we